So, hello everyone. In today's tutorial, I'll just go through how to create your own Pi-hole, basically your own DNS server on a Raspberry Pi with a1 internet provider. So the steps are going to be similar for any internet service provider, but I just thought, a dedicated tutorial is always nice. So first thing first, you want the Raspberry Pi imager, um, and I mean you want to have a Raspberry Pi and the Raspberry Pi imager. So download the Raspberry Pi imager. I have it already downloaded, so I'm not going to do that. And stick your USB drive or SD card drive um, into your computer, and then you can open this program, Raspberry Pi imager, and start the process. So choose the Raspberry Pi you have. I have the 4, the Raspberry Pi 4. Then choose the OS. You can just choose the first one, but for the sake of saving a bit of space, I'll choose the light version 64-bit. And then for storage, I'll choose the SD card that I've connected. Just be careful that you don't choose the wrong drive and completely erase it. But in my case, I can tell from the size that this is a SD card that I want. And then we go to next. It asks me if I want some additional settings. Yes, we do. First of all, give it a name. This is a name we'll use to connect to it with SSH, the host name. In my case, it's piehole.local since I'm going to use it for Piehole. Then username and password you want on it. This is my username that I've chosen and password I've already set. Then a pretty handy thing, you can already pre-configure that connects to Wi-Fi, so you don't have to do it afterwards. Uh, I'm just right away gonna put my Wi-Fi SSID and password, so that's already set. I chose a correct country for myself, and that's pretty much it. Also enable SSH authentication because we're gonna need it. So here it is. Press save, and then yes. Then I do confirm that I understand that everything will be erased. So I'm clicking yes. And now all we gotta do is wait for it to do that. I'm gonna pause the video until it's finished. So it just arrived, just finished. You can see it tells me that I can remove the SD card from reader. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna connect to the Raspberry Pi next. So now we can close the Raspberry Pi imager, connect the SD card or whatever you've been using as your drive to your Raspberry Pi. Restart your Raspberry Pi. Restarting it is as simple as plugging it out from the power source and plugging it back in, and give it like a solid 2-3 minutes to start for the first time. It does take a little bit of time, and then open the terminal and you should be able to connect to it with the username that you set. If you remember from it was Oscar1, and then the host name that you've provided. So for me it was piehole.local. So if I do it, it asks if I want to trust it. I'm saying yes, and then I need to provide the password, and I did, and just like that, I am in there. So now that we're there, second thing we want to do is uh, install Pi-hole. So to install Pi-hole, you can just go to the Pi-hole documentation. Like I literally just Googled Pi-hole install, went to the first page in the documentation, and this is pretty much what you need to do. And that's what we're gonna do right now. Oh, actually, before we do that, maybe we need to make sure that we have the static IP setting. That's a step I forgot. To do that with A1. It depends on the internet service provider, but basically every single internet service provider has some IP address with which you can log into the console. I have the hybrid box from A1, and I can just connect to it here with my username and password. You can get this information from your internet service provider. And once you've logged in, you can go to your home network. You can go to your devices, and you should be able to here find the Pi-hole device listed. I mean, if not, you can also just look up you look up the data on your pipe hole with some commands. If I remember correctly, it's if config or something. So you could just find also necessary information here, but usually it's pretty comfortable to just do here. And then once you can see that, oops, let me just make it a bit smaller. So yeah, once you can see that everything, like your device is listed here, you can, I don't always remember. Yeah, here it is. So from LAN interface, you can find the DHCP reservation. I already have it, but I'm gonna delete it and do a new one. So what is DHCP reservation? We're basically reserving a static address for one of our devices, because usually the addresses are dynamic, but yeah, right now it doesn't wanna be. I think before we were on a 10. Let me just see. Yeah, Pi-hole, exactly. So you can see that Pi-hole is already at the address 10001. I can either give him the address 10001 or any of the free addresses. Uh, I think 10001 is a pretty net little address. So I'm gonna be happy with that. I'm gonna save it. And that is as simple as that. Now we reserved within our router this, like, this private IP address for our device. So again, as you can see, 10001 is for Pi-hole. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I just chose 10001 since that was already available, and I chose the device that I wanted. That's it. Again, it can be different depending on your internet service providers. This tutorial is directed for A1, just explaining how it works. So now that we have static IP address reserved, we can continue with our steps. That means actually, yeah, so the command to install the Pi-hole was this one. So we just copy it, and then we just execute it here, paste, and it just, you literally just walk through the steps. I'm gonna pause the video every now and again if something takes too long. But yeah, it's usually just as simple as following all the steps, but we will go through them together. So it arrived now to this stage. Exactly, we're happy with that. Thank you very much. Pi-hole is free, but feel free to donate. Yes, please do donate if you find it very useful. And yes, you do need static IP address that we've already covered. Then it depends if you want to use it with Ethernet or VLAN. So VLAN would be like Wi-Fi, and Ethernet would be direct Ethernet cable connection. I'm just going to stick to VLAN because it's just simpler. I don't need to go around to my router and somehow connect it to that. Then it doesn't really matter what you guys choose. I'm just going to choose Cloudflare, but honestly, yeah, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. Then, yeah, we understand and we do yes to include. So, yes includes the default list of basically domains to block. We say yes, we are happy with that. Yeah, why not? Let's add some logging. Sure, show everything. And that's it, pretty much, right? So now we're just waiting for it to finish. And it just came here and it's exactly. So it explains to you this is your Uh, this is your IP address, in my case 10001. You can access it from with this link 10.0.0.1.80, and this is a password. So I'm just gonna log in into this page. Let's try. Another thing is sometimes it depends. Yeah, it doesn't, like your Chrome or Firefox or whatever, like doesn't immediately find it. So it says that, oh, we can't find it. In this case, it immediately found it. But I had funny case where Chrome couldn't find it for quite a long time, but Firefox immediately found it. I understand that it's some caching, so DNS caching that Chrome does. I tried looking into the settings and trying to delete it, wasn't very successful. So I'm just saying sometimes switch around between browsers if you need to access this panel. Sooner or later, all browsers will pick up on the address, right? And the password we wanna enter. I'm just like trying to see both things at the same time. So let me try with this complicated password. And there I go. So I'm just gonna update my password because why not? Exactly. Let me just how do you do it? I'm just gonna hide it too. Yeah. And here we go. So this is our Pi-hole admin panel. Let's call it that. You can see that uh, it's, whether it blocks or not blocks some things. And I'm just gonna you can test it on AdBlocker, adblocktester.com, and that thing should actually show pretty much higher. I'm surprised that it shows so low. Um, but I think the result is also not very. Let's see. Oh yeah, actually, that's not surprising at all because we are not using yet our Pi-hole. So while Pi-hole exists, nobody's using it yet. We need to go on our uh, network settings. So in my case, this is it, and specify it to just a second, and then go to its details to DNS, and then actually add 10001 as our DNS, and I'm gonna drop this one lower so that So this is my internet uh, A1's default IP. I'm just moving it down the list so that 10001 is my primary one, and this one will only be used if as a fallback. And then I'm doing OK, and now this should start getting alive because now, yeah, like you can see, things are starting to happen because yeah, like some queries are gonna start getting blocked. And I expected actually more from because on my previous installation it was immediately showing 70. But let's just try the same thing with Firefox. Like I said, like sometimes Chrome just uses a lot of DNS caching, and I think with DNS caching you don't get any benefit. Yeah, you can see so it's around 70 without DNS caching. Not as good as ad blockers, but it is much better at preventing tracking, I would say, because it does that DNS level. That's in general pretty good. And also you have the full ability with the UI to add domains, block domains, which we'll do in a second. Yeah, I just wanted to explain. So I think, yeah, Chrome is just doing a lot of caching. So the Chrome DNS, yeah, I think it was net internals. That was it. So we can try to go here. I don't know if this will really help. I'm just gonna get rid of cache. Hopefully it helps. No, it doesn't seem to help. I think Chrome just needs some time to catch up. I wasn't able to delete its cache in a simple way. Chrome delete DNS cache. Yeah, everyone says just the same thing which we did. So I can't say that it actually worked for me. So let's, yeah, do that. Yeah, I can't say it does much for me. I don't know why. But yeah, like I said, Firefox is much better with what was showing that, and Chrome will also be already. I can close this by now. Chrome will also be much better. So that's that. Also, I just wanted to say you can Pi-hole set password. So I just wanted to say you can reset, like change your password here. I tried that. That didn't work for me so well, but it has Pi-hole PVD. So we can do Pi-hole PVD, and then we can enter our own password. So, whatever, I will enter 1234, right? Does it not work? Why not? Pi-hole PVD, I thought it does work. Ah, why doesn't it work? It really did work for me the other time. Usage Pi-hole. Okay, let me try again. Pi-hole set password. Yeah, there we go. So, it wants sudo. So sudo Pi-hole set password. And now it does the thingy, so I do whatever password I think is correct. Don't have to share this so much. And you can see, and now I will enter the with my new password, and it indeed works. Now, yeah, I'm gonna update it. So just wanted to say that with Pi-hole, sudo Pi-hole set password, you can update your password from that complicated password to something nicer. Uh, that's one little comfortable thing. And yeah, honestly, there you have it. It already works. It already blocks stuff. It just, like I said, with Chrome, it needs some time. Yeah, you can see it slowly starts working. With Chrome, it needs some time to get into effect because there's a lot of caching going on. With Firefox, you right away have the because I'm basically because I'm not using Firefox, I just have it on my system, so it's right away shows more or less the real data, real stuff. But yeah, that's how it works. Hope this was useful, and uh, yeah, see you next time. One more bonus thing that I wanted to show is that you can, like I said before, in this admin, you can add your own lists. So the default list from the Steven Black is pretty good, but you can go to this website and there are a bunch of lists that you can add. Now, one thing is you don't want to just, add every single list on the planet because, well, some pages will just break because you're not allowing anything. But taking the top one or two from the each list is pretty good idea. So that seems to work pretty well. We'll just do that. So we just add here and we do add block list, then grab the next one and add block list. Let me just move this here. Again, some let's block some advertising. Oh, that was a allow list. I didn't want the allow list. That was wrong. Um, so I wanted it as a block list. Then let's do this as a block list. Then a bit of tracking. Block list. And that's pretty much it. So now that we've added all of these, we yeah, we can immediately start using, and you can add your own whitelist as well if you feel like it. And once you've added everything you wanted, you just go to this Update Gravity button and press Update to actually apply the changes that you've done. So yeah, I'm just waiting for it to finish. And it's done. Perfect. So now when we go to our main sync, you can see that before the number was around 120,000 or something like that, or 130,000, I don't remember. Now all of a sudden the domains on the list is we have a much higher number. So that also means that if we try the same thing again with Firefox, maybe test ad blocker or ad block, yeah, exactly. Uh, you don't see a change yet, but it's supposed to be at somewhat better. And just for the interest, we can check it with Chrome again. Where's my adblock tester? Yeah, Chrome seems to be still caching everything it can